and welcome to this week's office hours here at the seminar. This is episode 7.69. My name is LA, and I am joined by my co-host
Adriana TX3. Hello.
Yo, what up?
But you could call me Audrey.
But we're going to be interviewing our next guest on office hours. He is a guy who not only likes to get his blood pumping, but also get your mom's blood pumping. He has more tests than a tenured professor, more photos than the CIA, and more vlogs that will never see the light of day than a presidential candidate. The horror hound, the audio visual vicar, the testing testy, Kubz Scouts.
Something happened to my audio.
Oh no! You're gonna just have to listen to that after, I guess.
Well then.
Anyway, you good?
Anyways,
everything okay?
He's testing his audio. Testing
Can
1,
you hear
2,
us?
3.
This was working until we started.
How many fingers am I holding up, Kubz? Kubz, touch your nose if you can hear me.
Oh, he can't hear us at all.
Oh, Marco.
What just happened? Hey, Kubz?
Polo.
Oh no.
What?
Do we just start over? Actually, the interviewee is now you, Audrey. We're gonna do this all over again for you.
Oh, sick.
It'll be phenomenal. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hi.
Marco?
Hello. I don't know what happened. My audio just went.
That's okay.
It just decided to take a nosedive. That was so weird.
We are just testing you. You know.
Thanks,
guys.
It's all about testing today. You know.
I'm a gaslighting. I love it. Yeah.
Maybe like we can do the intro again so you can hear like the full potential of it.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Yeah,
all right, you can hear me, all right?
All
right, we're doing a re-intro. All right, we're
re-intro.
We're gonna just pretend like the thing went off again. All right, and then okay. So for our next guest on office hours, we have the guy who not only likes to get his blood pumping, but your mom's blood pumping. He's got more tests than a tenured professor, more photos than the CIA, more vlogs that will never see the light of day than a presidential candidate. The horror hound of audio-visual vicar. The testing testy. Kubz Scouts.
Intro's so wild.
All right. Okay. Now that you're back, I wanted to ask you. Let's get the elevator pitch. Tell us who you are and what you do, in 3 sentences or less.
I'll just we'll keep this more streamlined. So my name's Kubz Scouts. I'm commonly referred to as Kubz. I am a variety streamer. I often go by test streamer, and if you want to know exactly what that is, there's your answer. There you go. So. So I do photography. That's my main shtick. A lot of spooky horror games. Just recently got done with a charity stream last week where I brought back the heart monitor. We were raising for Gamers Outreach, so that was cool. I mean that's my main thing: photography. Just random games be playing and everything like that. But horror games, I think. We were playing A Quiet Place, so still got to finish that. Yeah.
I don't do scary games.
Yeah.
I am not a horror game, flick, all the above.
I just don't have any more emotions. So I play horror games.
You do this to feel something.
To feel something. Yeah, I just don't feel anything anymore. It's kind of a bottomless pit, you know. So
well,
I've seen too many things.
Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, Kubz.
Yes.
How did you what's the origin story of Cub Scouts, your name? How'd you get that name? How'd you?
The origin of the name Cub Scouts itself actually comes from two different things. Obviously, the Boy Scouts, but it was Cub Scouts at the time, and the other thing too as well was actually it gets commonly mistaken for the YouTuber Cub Scouts. That's a lot. So I get a lot of accusations about that. They're like, "You're not the real Cub Scouts. You're not Jay." I'm like, I don't even know who this is. I don't know that. But it actually, so I used to be really into dancing. Well, still I am, but derived from one of my favorite dancers, and his group was called the Cub Scouts, and so it was actually just a take on that. Then yeah, and then just hey, I decided to use this, as my handle. And then next thing you know, I started. It was like years later. I was using. I swear I made the name back in like as like my PS3, PlayStation 3 online handle. And then next thing you know, like when I got to like PlayStation 4, started playing online, started getting like messages from like random people from the game that I was playing. He's like, "Is it really you?" I'm like, "What?" I don't. Yes, it's like, "Is that you, Jay?" Yeah, I was like, "I don't know who this is." And then I looked it up, and I was like, "Oh, this guy has like 1 million followers or like 1 million subscribers on YouTube." I was like, "Oh, okay, I understand why I'm being harassed right now." So, yeah, and then, but that's really the origin of it right there. So I thought about dropping just the Scouts part and just going straight to Kubz. That's just Kubz as it is. So I feel like everyone just kind of calls me as Kubz. Even people IRL have started to call me Kubz. It's kind of wild now. So
Wait, as far as the other person, are they still active, or is it like are they like falling off and you're the only Cub Scouts like right now, or?
I don't know if they've fallen off, but like they still have a huge following.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I mean, like there's still people that will still pop into my channel. They're like, "Hey, did you know your name is actually a YouTuber's name? Did you copy his name and everything like that?" I was like, "Wow, did you not read my bio?" I've already acknowledged that fact. So,
Okay.
But I don't think they've fallen off. I think they've regressed a little bit as far as like the consistency of their content. But like I said, they still have a huge following.
Gotcha.
I never reached out like, "Hey, if this is a problem with me, like I can change the name." And then
Have you gotten responses, or is
no responses about it? So I'm assuming he doesn't care.
Okay.
So yeah.
Watch, so one day he's gonna be like, "I'm gonna stream on Twitch." Wait, what the?
Yeah.
Hey man.
Hey man.
Hey man.
But it's spelled cool. Like
it's
differently, slightly differently. Yeah.
Slightly. So I think the way that his spelling is so all of my C's are replaced with K's. And so his is KUB, and then there's a space, and then S, like a regular Scout. So SCOUTZ.
Oh, okay.
But mine keeps the K, like,
right,
because I don't know how to spell, because English is hard.
Oh,
so,
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so this is something that's actually I've been curious about. And you kind of touched on it already, but I want to know, like, are the test streams going to stop one day? Like, is there going to be like a stream grand opening, or like, are you just gonna soft open forever? Like, what's the deal?
Yeah. The test streams will always say test stream. I've always said this as like the very beginning, since I was like streaming on like, I think from like 2017 is when I think I initially started my account and started streaming on, I think it was on my PlayStation, like my PS4. And it was directly from there. Yeah. And I was just always saying, yeah, it's just a test stream and everything like that. I was just like, all right, from the time that now until I hit partner status or ever get partner, everything's just going to be a test. And so the first official stream, if we ever hit partner, or if ever I hit partner at some point, not that I really tried to hit partner. If it happens, it happens. But then that will be the first official full launch of the channel and the stream.
So this is the soft launch forever.
It's a soft launch forever. Everything's is being conducted as a test. I'm trying to see what works. What I'm saying? See what works, what doesn't work. And so I've ran into I got plenty of hypotheses. I got plenty of results. Theories and tests and everything like that. So
never stop testing, right?
No, never. Yeah, keep growing.
Yeah. Speaking of running into things, Audrey, you want to take this next one?
Yeah, so looking at it at the I'd say our most recent kind of TikTok idea that we've done. I heard that there was a story behind your little scar that was by your eye. Can you elaborate on that story?
A scar?
That's
Yeah, you like hit something about a doorknob, like.
Oh, that's a bruise that I have.
Oh, okay.
The scar the scar in my eye, that's a completely different story.
Oh.
Yeah. So the TikTok one that was a setup that one. So that bruising right there that I had at the time was I think I was like running around church with my friends, and I think we were just like I can't remember what we were doing. I don't know, we were playing tag or we were just like running around. I think we're just I don't know, just being goofballs and everything like that. And I remember I just started running towards the door, and literally I'm just kind of clumsy, and I just ended up clipping my heel on my other heel. Yeah, or I don't know what happened. I just remember I just heard a and then next thing I just fell forward, and sure enough, there's a doorknob right in front of me. You know, that's that, and then face first into the doorknob, and then boom. Yeah. And then I felt fine at first, and then I woke up the next morning and just got this nice shiner and stuff like that. But that's what that's about. But as far as the scar that's near my eye, that was a golf ball. So
Oh.
Yeah, no. You gotta elaborate on the golf ball story now.
That was a golf ball. That one was something else where I think I was like 5 or 6 at the time, and I was with 5 or 6 at the time. And that one I was with my cousin. And this is back in like California, and we were playing with hockey sticks, and we had hockey sticks, and we were just out in the front yard, just like kind of like messing around, stuff like that. And I think we just got done watching like the Mighty Ducks, so that's why we're like but we didn't have a hockey puck, so we're like let's use a golf ball. So we're just like kind of doing that around, and we're trying to skate around, and next thing you know, my cousin just decides to do a slap shot. It's an impressive slap shot at someone that's like only 7 years old. So he slap shots it, and then I just see the ball coming, and I see it coming to my face, and so I try to turn away like this.
Oh no!
And then it smacks me like right, kind of like near the temple eye where. Yeah. So if you see me like in person, you'll see like the little dash like scar right there. So it lands and knocks me square right there, and I'm on the ground and I can't see anything. I'm just like, it's just like that, and then it gets so swollen. I look like what was his name? You remember that how like Quasimodo's eye looked?
Oh no!
When he had that giant welt on his eye. Quasimodo. That's what I look like. Yeah.
Oh.
It was that swollen. Yeah, it was that bad.
No.
Oh no!
Yeah. So, and our dads come out and they're just like, y'all stop being dumbasses out here. This is what happens when you be a dumbass.
Oh no!
What the hell?
Yeah. So that's
Okay. Okay. So have you gotten like any other injuries to that side of your face besides
to that side, the right side?
Because we have 2. So.
Yeah. No, not that I remember. So,
He just
but it could have been. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I lost memory of it. So maybe I just I decided to forget about it.
It'll hit him, you know.
Great choice of words.
Thank you.
I often say my left side is my best side, and so that's a sign
just protecting
it. It's been protecting. Yeah, because I automatically turn this way.
It's always the right side. It's never been the left side.
No, it's never.
Oh,
I've never had
wow.
anything. Yeah. I think nothing on my left side. So.
No, I was like,
wow.
oh yeah, my left eye is my good eye. Anyway,
right.
Wait a minute.
Incidentally, my prescription is stronger for my glasses on my right side, so I'm more.
That makes sense.
Maybe.
It's taking more damage than the other one.
More damage. Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of vision, it's been noted that you've not only discovered that you've like have like ADHD, but also color blindness in the last 5 years. Like, how has that been, considering you found out like much more, much later in life, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Fighting about ADHD was funny. That was funny. Like the color blindness thing too was that was just kind of an interesting like not shortcoming but interesting turnabout. I was just taking like a the colorblind test at like or not the colorblind test. Well, yeah, it was a colorblind test. But I was just doing like normal eye exam with at my new ophthalmologist, and they're like new standards, new practices, and everything like that. And I just got in like health insurance and vision, so I was like, oh, let's use my benefits. Let's do the whole shebang. Let's give me every single test, whatever. Yada. And they were just flipping through the cards and everything like that, testing it. And then they're just like, at one point they're like, oh, what do you see here? And I just said something, and they're like, they looked at it like, huh, okay. I was like, huh, okay. Why did they say that?
What does that mean?
What do you mean, huh?
I was like, why did he say that? Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, look, turns out you're colorblind. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. But it was just kind of a cool, like not cool, but like a weird progression, just seeing that, like how I've always interpreted color and like growing up into where it's at now. And so and then I got I tested out like color correction glasses and seeing with like true green and true red as it looks like, and I was like, oh wow, I've been missing out. I was like, I've really been missing out.
Because for the people who don't know, it's red and green that is muted, correct?
To a certain extent, there's like different degrees of it too as well, where it's like severely muted, but mine is like semi-muted, if that makes sense. Yeah. So like I can distinguish like red and green, but when you start putting them together, it's like, oh, okay, well, this is gonna be a problem right there as well. So they kind of look similar, but for the most part, it's just it depends on the deepness, the saturation levels of red and green. Yeah.
Now I know that you have this revelation of, I'm now learning about the different saturations and what I can actually see. Has this affected your photography and other creative outlets?
I think initially at first it did. It was like, I think when I was doing like editing like greens, like trees and stuff like that, and then I would often like, I don't really see it. It doesn't make much of a difference. So then I would just like crank it up, and then like the saturation levels, and I would like get a peer check. They're like, yeah, your greens are really like, they're like neon. I was like, is it that bad? I was like, I don't know. I think it's sometimes where now sometimes I still kind of struggle with it, but it's not as bad now. So I've learned to kind of correct it numerically and memorizing kind of like what it looked like before with peer review. So I can kind of also like, I'll have pictures of what I had before and reference it. And if it's like a similar case, then I can kind of like match up the similar color profiles essentially at that point. So, initially in my own like photography journey in the beginning, it was like very bright, very very saturated pictures, very neon. It could have.
I would love to see some of those old photos at some point. You don't have to show me.
I gotta see if I can find them. So,
did you know that you were colorblind after you started photography, or was it kind of like during?
It was like a year after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a year after, because I started photography like 2019, but it was like obviously like at that point it was like at the end of 2019. It's like when I first like got a camera, and then going into 2020, and the next thing you know, COVID happened and everything just shut down. So I didn't get to practice or do anything for a couple years at that point. And then after that, that's where I started to pick up the camera, started editing again, or not again, just started actually getting into practice and everything like that. And then that's where I started like submitting, or I just like, we'll talk with other photographers. They'll like do like peer reviews and everything like that. And then that's where they mentioned it right there as well. And I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe I just suck. I don't know.
Oh, no.
But it's okay. You got to suck at something to get better at it,
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so I just figured, I'm starting, I'm just starting, you just got, I'm in the process where I suck, and like I'll get better. Maybe we'll see. Or just sell my stuff. I'll sell all my gear. That's fine. I
Wait,
don't know.
did you ever like go back to those old photos and the people that peer review and be like, guys, I gotta tell you, you gotta know this.
No. I never went back to those old photos and like talked to those peers. I should actually now. It's like, hey guys, guess what? I'm colorblind.
You know how my greens were like super bright?
Yeah.
Well,
There you go. Now
This
I know.
is why.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, and people have asked me to like, have you thought about getting like the color correction glasses or something? I was like, no. It's like it's an extra expense, you know. I was like, I've already made it 20 plus years in life without ever really being a detriment to me.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll be fine without it. I think it's a little bit more of a luxury than it is a necessity for me. But everyone has different necessities and luxuries. So
That makes sense. Yeah.
mm.
On a totally different note, Kubz, I know that we always, you know, when people see you, they think that you're Filipino, but you're actually not.
That's correct.
Yeah. And you are you first generation Khmer Cambodian? Like you're like what's your parents' origin story?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm not first generation. I've always said I was first generation like Cambodian American,
Mhm.
but I guess there's people, and it's always a back and forth between either first generation or second generation. And I'm not really ever to be short about it, but
Mm.
I would say I'm
so if you immigrate here, if you are part of the person that immigrated
Mhm.
here, that means you're first generation.
Oh, so I'm second generation technically. Yeah.
So you're second
I am
generation.
technically. I am second generation. Yeah. I am the first American born in my family.
Yes,
That's for
Mm.
sure. Yeah. So, but yeah, Cambodian, not Filipino. Yes. So, underneath his beard as a young Filipino boy, though. And so,
I don't know if you saw. I had a picture of you up on the street.
oh no,
That's a Filipino man.
That's a whole Jeremy passion right there.
I swear to God, I've blocked my profile. Like, how do you have that? Like, everything's been privated, and like, there's no. I don't.
Yep. Everything is
How-
privated.
How do
Totally.
you have access to that? It's insane.
Who has access? Don't know.
Oh man.
Have no idea.
Oh my
Wow.
god. That is a shocking revelation right now.
It's a great photo. Yeah,
I
Very-
had such an ego at that time too.
very saturated,
I don't know if
very
you can tell.
colorful.
Yeah. I don't know if you can tell by like the face. I'm just super
Yeah,
ego.
he is feeling
Dude, the
himself.
swag
Oh
on this
my
photo.
God.
He
is so
didn't
good.
know
And
what
you notice it too.
facial hair looked like.
You notice that I'm very like accentuating my left side too as well. That's the left side of my.
That's true.
It's true.
I'm
It's
always
the good
saying
side.
My left side is my good side. So.
The good side.
Oh,
what are
brother.
your hands doing? Like, what's
He's
That's
doing the
really-
rubbing the hands together. You know.
like
yeah,
up here
Here's
though?
the sign, yeah.
Just
Yeah, with the time.
yeah.
If I remember the full picture is me like against the wall and I'm like kind of like what's up, ma? Yeah, like that.
What's good?
What's good, ma? How you doing? Oh god. Oh, I hate this right now.
please.
please. You know, oddly enough, I still have a jacket too.
Nice.
I'm thinking about
Bring
it.
it back.
Does it
bro.
fit?
Bring it back.
It does actually.
It
Yeah.
does fit.
Yeah. I mean, that's if I remember correctly too as well. I remember that's me at like weight wise. That's probably me at my peak, like lowest weight. So, and I'm on my way back.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
I want to expand on that. Like, I understand that like it was quite a time for your family immigrating here.
Mm.
let's expand on. Give us the story.
Oh, the whole entire
Yeah.
story?
I mean, as much as you want to get.
Man, that's a novel, man.
An abridged.
Abridged. Yeah,
The
let's do
bridge
abridged.
version.
The abridged
An abridged
Oh,
version.
Oh god, yeah, it was a really, really crazy story. If anybody's ever familiar with the Khmer Rouge or the Killing Fields, if anybody have ever heard of that, it's kind of I guess you could say people refer it as to one of humanity's darkest moments in time. I think the dictator at the time he's considered a top 10 as one of the worst dictators in the planet, or just in human history, and to be honest. Yeah, and so parents, I guess a TLDR, while keeping it not too long. Both of my parents, so my dad was he were not work, but he was from the city. He's more from the capital side as well, where everything first kind of went down. My mom's from the slums, more like countryside as well. But essentially, at that time, the Khmer Rouge, they took over the country, and they started committing mass genocide among their own people. And it was called a ethnic purge or ethnic cleaning. And so the dictator at the time, Pol Pot, he was essentially killing people or just citizens of the country that weren't pure blood or Khmer, which are Khmer refers to people of the Naga or Naga. So they're essentially native to the land of Cambodia at that point. And so he was killing anybody that wasn't native, essentially. So, and a lot of people don't know that Cambodia is actually, it's more of a nationality than it is an ethnicity. So it's kind of like the Netherlands. It's kind of like, yeah, it just houses people. It's like an umbrella term. So that's why you see a lot of Cambodian people that, they have Chinese descendants. They have like Vietnamese and Thai descendants as well. So it's like, say, it was one big land until colonization happened, and they got separated at that point. And so it was just one whole land. So there's like usually different like hill tribes, mountain tribes, and everything like that. And so my mom comes from one of the mountain tribes. My dad, he's still kind of a mystery, to be honest. But the man's an international man of mystery, to be honest. So as the killing fields are happening, my parents are escaping. My dad got a little bit more easier than my mom. My mom actually went through the jungles while she was being hunted from her captors, essentially, and she was just like, I remember she was telling me these stories about like like at night, she can hear like the soldiers were hunting and looking for her and trying to kill her as well, and she will see like pictures of cows in her head, or essentially like pictures of like cow faces and everything like that. It was just like haunting her, essentially. And then this is all at the same time, so she's carrying my older brothers as well. So she's carrying 3 kids with her and trying to escape and actually try to get to there. And so at some point, she finally makes it to a kind of like a refugee zone. And the person that took her in was a Vietnamese lady. And that's where, if some of you guys who know my name, like actual like name, actual like government name, essentially, I get my name from her, which is technically classified as a woman's or a female's name. But my mom named me as a homage to her. So it's kind of like a keepsake. So people who like, oh yeah. So when they hear my name, they're actually, oh, that's a girl's name. I'm like, yeah, I know. That's okay. Yeah, whatever. I'll take it as it is. So, I mean, it's to honor, the person that saved my mom's life, that gave her refuge while these communist soldiers were trying to kill her, essentially.
Wow.
It's kind of crazy. And then, and then I guess another long story short, how my parents met, and because people from the capital they would never really meet anybody from the hill or the mountainside as well at the time. And so they met at a refugee camp that was housed in North Dakota. They met there. Yeah, so they were in North Dakota, and that's where they met. And then, several years later, I happened at that point. And then the way that my dad, how he got into the refugee camp, it's funny because he ended up, or the camp. I guess for the record, they lost his transfer files or his transfers paper, and so he wasn't able to essentially escape and go into the camp or anything like that. And so what ended up happening was the person, one of his friends, his family was still missing within like the fields and everything like that. So he went back to go find them and everything like that. So my dad took his papers his friend gave him his paper, so my dad had to assume his identity essentially.
Holy crap!
Yeah, so my dad is like,
My goodness.
so like my dad's name now isn't actually his name as far as like registered files and
Yeah.
everything like that, and so he's somebody else essentially.
Holy crap!
Yeah, it's great. Yeah,
That is wild.
And it was every year on my birthday too as well. He would reveal like new information.
No,
It was
the next episode here.
Yeah. As much jokes as I make about like my dad, like my humor with and everything like that, like it was a kind of a troubling whatever, but that's a whole nother subject right there. But like every single year on my birthday, he'll like reveal new facts, new information about something, and it was kind of cool. And then I think it was like on my 18th birthday that my dad was like, "Oh yeah, you have a sister." What? I have a sister. Whoa!
This is how I met your mother. Like,
yeah. So yeah, he revealed the fact that I have a sister that's on like through like before he met my mom.
Right.
So and then obviously with the war and the genocide, they got split up, and then they ended up apparently somewhere in France. Yeah, so it's like I have a French sister counterpart somewhere out there in the world. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but like, have you ever thought about like trying to reach out and look for her? I was like, I have no idea how to even start to do that. So
do you even know her name?
No, nothing. No, there's only one picture of her when she was a baby. And like this is my mom, not my mom, my dad, and his lady at the time, and there was a picture of the three of them together. And that was it. And there's only one picture. There's only one picture. Yeah.
I'm to throw it on TikTok and see what happens.
Help me find this.
Help me find this lady. She's probably around blah 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 years old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I only have this photo.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a yeah, and so now they're still here. They're still kicking it, thriving. Yeah, they are survivors of everything. They've all kinds of help. I mean, now they're healthy, but yeah, all kinds of like things that like would tear a normal person down. They have fought through it, and there's one word that I could describe my parents. They are survivors. They are, and they still kind of have that survivalist mentality, and it's kind of like parted into me and how I live my life. And it's some things I'm trying to unlearn for myself. It's hard because it's like it's very much part of me.
Yeah,
but it's very much like I have to learn at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Learning to unlearn.
Yeah, the generational trauma.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like what they did, it comes from a good place, where they want me to succeed, but obviously, different times, different generations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like we could have a whole podcast or
about
that. Just that.
It's actually crazy. Just all of these different pieces, and I don't know. I like learning about people's families and where they're from, and I don't know. You don't. It's a good reminder because a lot of us are either our grandparents or our parents are immigrants, and they come to the U.S. For all different reasons, and so
it's been an experience so far. So I think a lot of it's also overshadowed. I think us as like Cambodians, you don't really hear about us too often, and so so I think right now it's like I think on us as the second generation, third generation that are kind of growing up now as well. And so to really start kind of like making a name for ourselves. So I think that's why like, me personally, like why like now as much effort as I'm putting into, like career wise, much as effort as I'm putting in there. And so, I mean, we're always about helping each other out as well. And so, and it's really heartwarming to see like our culture actually being put out to the forefront, and people are being more educated. People know about it, and a lot of people don't know about our stories and where we came from, and so like how Cambodians ended up in America in the first place, like or how we're all over the different parts of the world. And so we're getting our story out there, and there's so many voices and there's so many stories to be told. you know, like say there's like I don't know if you guys ever heard like the book or like the Netflix series First They Killed My Father.
Oh no,
I don't know if you guys heard. Yeah,
I
yeah,
have
yeah.
no
So
idea about
that's
that.
so it's a pretty basically it's from one woman's girl's perspective of how the whole entire thing started. And then she was she was like the daughter of a like government official, and so they were on the wealthier side as well, and how everything went down and how essentially first they killed her father. They just came in and stormed in or something like that. But like I say, that was just one voice of that entire history. And so there's so many voices, there's so many stories to be told. And I'm just one of them as well. So my parents just one of them. And there's just, yeah. So a lot of us, you know, we're sharing our story. We're sharing not our trauma, but our where we come from, essentially, you know? Yeah. Our past. Yeah.
Hearing about
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. No, sorry. That.
No,
I asked the question.
yeah. I mean, well, we're gonna switch gears here.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do a little flash round. We're gonna do quick questions. All right. But we're gonna all right. Here we go. All right, I'm just gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna want to get like a sentence or two answer.
Sentence or two, straight off the head.
Yeah, straight off the head. All right. Ready?
Okay. Got it.
Scariest game.
Visage. Oh no, take it back. At Dead of Night.
At Dead of Night.
Favorite drink.
Ice white chocolate Americano.
Favorite destination for vacation.
Favorite destination. San Francisco.
Favorite burger.
Favorite burger. 8-ounce burgers in Capitol Hill.
Okay.
Favorite candy.
Ooh, it was Sour Patch Kids, but now they are gummy clusters.
Wait, why?
The nerds gummy cluster.
Why?
The nerds.
Why did it switch? Why did it switch?
Because they're so good. They're so good. I can show you my Halloween bag that I bought for myself. Not for the kids, for me.
Oh, yeah. Same. Favorite cuisine.
Ooh, favorite cuisine. Does mom's cooking count? That's my favorite cuisine. Mama's cooking.
Okay. All right.
But
We'll take it.
I would say Southeast Asian though. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Give me a number.
47.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Sweet or savory?
Ooh, savory.
All right.
No, nice.
Pretty good.
How you feel about that?
How do you feel about your answers?
How do I feel about my answers?
Yeah.
I feel pretty confident.
Well,
you're wrong.
What?
The burger should have been dicks.
Well, there's
just
different
kidding.
classification of burgers.
Yeah.
I would say yes. Dick's is my favorite home style burger. Home style.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is something that is comforting. But if it's like gourmet and everything like that, yeah, 8-ounce burgers.
Gourmet. Okay.
Gourmet.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna switch over to hypotheticals now. Right?
Okay. All right. Cool.
A little hypothetically, right?
Yeah.
All right. So if there's a chance to travel far away for a photography job but get paid very little, and a chance to stay where you are and get paid very, very well, which one are you taking, and why?
Ooh, to stay where I are and get paid very, very well, or travel to a ideal location.
It says a photography job far away. You pick an ideal. We'll just say an ideal location.
Okay. Yeah.
And get paid very little.
Okay. I think the adventurous side of me would say go to the ideal location and get paid very little. I guess it also depends on how little. But the side of me that's rational and wants to look for stability would stay and make more money, or essentially stay and I guess make more money. Is that what you said? Yeah. I think the more responsible side would do that, but I'm impulsive, so I would go I'm very impulsive. Yeah, so I would go to the ideal location, get paid very little. Yeah, as long as it includes room and board, yeah, I'll take it.
Would there be a job that paid very well that you would be absolutely not like that would make it very easy? Was there any of those jobs that you think of like that you've been like, I hated that, I would never do that for whatever money you've given me, that I'm not doing that?
Is there a job like that?
Yeah, I mean, are there jobs that you like you've had before that you're just like, I absolutely did not, well, you couldn't pay me to do that again?
Oh, yeah, I would say I did security at PAX one year.
Oh God, okay.
Oh,
yeah, it was at PAX one year. I did security, and it was like they stationed me outside where it was like when Fortnite was really big, and so I had this whole entire Fortnite I don't know. It's basically where the big like Fortnite tournaments was going on. It was outdoor, and all the pro players are coming in from like different organizations and everything like that. And they had me stationed outside. And this is a brand new security company, and they were not equipped for anything. They were short staff. They didn't have like clothing wise, essentially. I mean, they had like regular clothing, but like for somebody that was sitting outside the entire time. They didn't have like a jacket, nothing. All I had was a polo. That's it. I was just wearing a polo. And it was windy, it was cold and everything like that. And I'm just like, oh my God. And I couldn't leave. And they didn't have anybody to like relieve me. They're like, you can't just abandon. Yeah. And I was supposed to.
No.
It was funny because like one of my friends was he was in the same company too. He's the one that convinced me to come work out in that job. Essentially he went to another security job site back down south, and the next thing you know, he finishes up there, and I'm still working my position that I was supposed to relieve like 5 or 6 hours ago, and then he makes it home before I do. I'm like, oh my God, I hate this job. He's like, you would not. You couldn't pay me to do this ever again.
What, as far as your ideal location for photography, what would your ideal location be?
Ooh, I would think the ideal probably say, I think I've been thinking about that one actually. I want to say Macedonia, actually. Macedonia.
Oh.
It's a beautiful location. Yeah. So yeah, somewhere in the European side.
Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna say Japan, but I'm gonna be going to Japan. So
when is that happening, by the way? When is that happening?
Oh, that's in 2 weeks. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So, yeah. I'm super stoked about that.
God, I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
I am photos.
Mommy cafes. I'm going there.
I'm sorry. Wait, what? Wait.
Muscle mommy cafes. Yeah.
What? Are you going?
100%. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. I'm not. That's the only thing on my itinerary. I'm a type B traveler. I'm a type B traveler. I don't care about anything. All right. I would go with the flow. Like, say they asked me, like, hey, what do you want to do in Japan? I was like, I don't care. I'm down for anything. The only thing I want to do at least once is go to a muscle mommy cafe. That's it. I want uppies and slaps. That's it.
Can we make sure that's like recorded?
Yeah, absolutely.
On your I'll get T to record it. I need that type of content in my life.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Okay. All right, that leads into the next question. Go ahead, Audrey.
Kubz,
yes.
If you gone viral, what did you do? Or why did you get viral, and what have you done to do it?
If I went
hypothetically.
Yeah, if you,
hypothetically,
if you have gone viral, what made you viral?
That's how do you even answer that? I don't even know.
Like, what kind of content would have made you viral?
What did you? What'd
you do?
Hypothetically, what was the thing that would have happened that made you viral?
Are we talking about like a good viral or a bad viral? Like if you get canceled?
It's up to you. We're gonna say good. We're gonna say good viral. We're gonna say good viral. Okay. Just so we're not trying to get you canceled right now. All right?
Right now. Man. I think I think the only thing I can think of right now, at the top of my head, the only reason why we went viral is if Faker
Yeah.
gave me a piggyback ride. That's it. That's my goat. That's my goat.
He said if Faker. Could you imagine? Like, hey, Faker, can you give me a piggyback ride? You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
And for him to agree to that.
Yeah,
Or
for
like-
him to agree to that. Yeah, I think it would go pretty viral. You know what I'm saying?
oh.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's
I
my
think
goat
the
right there.
interaction in general of trying to like
Convince Faker
get
to
that
Do
to
that,
happen.
yeah. I was like, yeah, that would be. Yeah, I think that's how it would go viral. Shout out to my goat.
Have you seen there's a YouTube video of him and Tyler One at like this
They're eating
Vegas
barbecue. Yeah.
like burger place.
Mhm,
And then if you don't finish your food, you get like slapped by
yeah,
the Dommy mommies. Or I think they're nurses actually.
I think so. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, Tyler One got hit and then Faker didn't eat the whole thing, but they didn't slap him because he's Faker.
Like, we can't
I
slap.
was like, you're not doing that. Yeah. Yeah.
Gosh.
Like that
That's
kind of
funny.
interaction. Like
Yeah.
that's definitely what it is.
Hey man, maybe this is the moment when Baker will see this and be like, I gotta give that guy a piggyback ride.
if he
Imagine.
did, oh my god, life is complete. Man. I don't need anything else. Yeah.
All right. Another hypothetical for you. All right.
Yes. All right.
You somehow managed to find yourself in your own horror game. Who would you bring to help you fight off like the demons, zombies?
Oh, who would I bring?
Yes.
Yeah, like
Hmm.
top 3 more players.
I can tell
With
you who
you.
I wouldn't bring. But I know, who would I bring? That's a good question. I don't. Yeah.
I mean, we could do both. We
Ooh,
just send
yeah.
it.
Well, the one person, as much as I love him, that I wouldn't bring it would be Hans. I would not. I love Hans, but I can't bring him with me. This man, this man would rationalize everything. If it's a zombie, like, wait a second, hold on, let me think about this real quick. This man would just talk. He would try to rizz him up, you know. And we're talking about if it was a quiet place, this man would try to rizz up the creature, then try to like survive it. You know, like say, hear me out. So
He's
Oh
gonna
my
make
God.
all the noises.
yeah, he's gonna make all the noises. I like I said, I love Hans. But in that case scenario, I was like, Hans, we gotta separate my mind. This is survival.
Holy crap! I wasn't ready
But-
for that.
On the other hand, he like I say, it depends on the survival. Like like Han, he has a silver tongue. You know, he's a silver tongue devil. So if it comes to persuasion check, he would definitely get it done. That is for sure. So in a Fallout type universe, yes, and Hans is my right hand man. But in a survival one,
Holy frick!
I would say but also in the universal lore of survival. I'm in the horror game. I'm probably have to say Ira. Probably
Okay.
Ira. Yeah, Ira.
Yeah.
Mara. Yeah, that man just knows like military tactics. Just knows much more things than I know. I could learn from him at that point. Yeah, the guy's a survivalist. I will say. Yeah.
Nice.
Are we talking about people that we just know, or just people in general?
I mean, we left kind of open
Yeah.
ended.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say if there's anything else. I was like Bear Grylls, maybe. I don't know. I was like,
It'll make you drink your own piss, man.
it's sterile. Rehydration at its finest, man. This is recycling. We're just recycling. Yeah. Recycling.
Oh god!
So-
Goodness gracious! Oh,
Anyone
Well
else you want to
then.
add to the list?
Yeah. We'll give you two more.
Oh, two more to add to the party. So we
Yeah.
got Bear
Oh.
Grylls.
Yeah. You got Bear Grylls and Ira Vara.
Oh, Ira Vara. So Ira Vara, Bear Grylls, right?
Oh,
And
sorry.
then-
Maybe one more.
One more. Okay, yeah.
So it's four. Four
yeah.
players and a multiplayer.
Left 4 Dead,
I'm gonna have to say L.A. I'm gonna say La.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
He's
We
like,
got it. We got it. We
I
got
don't know.
to eat. We gotta eat. We gotta eat.
He's only here for,
Yeah.
for food prep.
Yeah. He's on.
I don't know how to tell you this, man. I got real big panic energy, bro.
Don't worry. That's why we got Bear Grylls and Ira to help you manage that.
Yeah.
You worry about keeping us
You'll
alive
be
with
waiting
food.
in the car. I'll
You
be here.
You watch me play Lethal Company, bro.
I'm running. Oh god.
Yeah, I would only be bait. I'm here to be bait, and that's all that's all I'm good for.
Yeah. I think I'm pretty satisfied with my answer. With
Nice.
Yeah, with Ira, Bear Grylls, L.A. If there is persuasion check, Hans.
But only for that one. Anyways, it is almost the time of our interview where you gotta close out. What's the best advice that you've ever received from someone, and who was it?
The best advice I've ever received. Well, I mean, there's multiple. I guess there's different ways. I think the best one that I've applied so far is it's okay to make a choice that hurts you but heals your soul. So, I think that right there is this person that's always been constantly growing, especially me personally trying to figure out my identity and who I am as a Cambodian. Kind of growing up into what it is now, and where I came from and how I grew up and everything like that, and just really struggling to figure out who I am and where my place is. And even till this day, I'm still doing that right now. It's really constantly just always making decisions, but that it was, it's okay for it to hurt you in the time, but if it heals your soul and heals your heart, then it's all worth it, and so it creates a better person in you. And who that say that was actually one of my mentors growing up as well. That was when I was in Taekwondo. So one of my mentors there as well, and so he was more of like a big brother figure for me growing up as well. Kind of gave me that decision, and then another one too as well. My mom, she would say this: a closed mouth doesn't get fed. It's kind of a basic thing, but it kind of like makes more sense too as well. If you don't really speak up, if you don't really, if you stay quiet, essentially nothing gets done. A closed mouth doesn't get fed. So if you don't speak up, if you don't say anything, if you don't open up your mouth, like you're not going to eat essentially. But it's like also at the same time, it could be used more ways than one right there as well. So take a lot of knowledge from my mom as well. Yeah, and like I say, my dad, he's also saying quite a few things as well. Another advice is that he says in Cambodian, but translation is kind of weird. But essentially, what he means is, instead of you have to go through something, not around something, to get the job done. Essentially, so if you're going around something, then you're just you're really kind of just avoiding the problem. But if you go through it, that's when you complete it, essentially. So yeah, a lot of wisdom from my parents that I take from as well. So yeah.
Okay, here's
Sure.
So what's the dream? What's the dream? What's the aspirations? Like what is the future look for future Kubz? Like out to the universe, what is it?
The future. 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 I know some people would like for me to move out to LA. That's maybe that'd be kind of cool. The future. I think really is to I'm doing something in the creative field, hopefully cinematography or photography, and making it full time, to where I'm actually enjoying it, bringing more awareness at the same time to the Cambodian people and their story as well. And so if I can intertwine that with cinematography and photography, to share everyone's story somehow, that's what the dream is right there as well. And then also to bring more production to the state of Washington too as well. It's actually very undervalued, very under budgeted as well. So so yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's just like it's only like a couple $1 million for the budget as far as like for like video production and production cinematography and everything like that, versus like California's like billions of dollars and stuff like that. But yeah, so it's just to bring more of it to state of Washington as well, so this is my home, it's no matter if I move out to LA or California at some point and stuff like that, like this will always come back to being home for me.
Oh yeah. All right, well, I got one last question.
Yeah.
So I want to know what the motto is. What's the motto?
The motto?
Your motto. Like, I want to know what is the motto that you live by?
That I live by. Oh. That's I've never been asked that before. A motto that I live by. I think Ancora Imparo, actually. Yeah. Yeah, Ancora Imparo means I'm always still learning. So every day is a new day. Take the opportunity to learn something. If you've already known something, improve it, refresh it. I think in the game of life, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. We're constantly striving for something, and it's always an opportunity. It's every day is a learning experience, and so if you can take that opportunity to learn something new, to develop yourself, to develop your character, develop your everyday consistent daily life, that's what it's about, and imparting it to the next person. So yeah, Core Imparo.
Oh yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Good. Hey, all right. Thank you for that, and thank you for doing the interview today.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you have any last parting words for the audience out there?
Don't snort wasabi. I don't know.
Thank you.
Hey,
I won't do that tomorrow.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. You're always learning,
understood.
Yeah.
I mean, if you
I
want
have to throw it off. We're getting very soft and sentimental. I gotta break up the tension. Like that.
That's why I asked.
Serious.
Yeah.
That's why I asked. All right.
I mean, on a serious note, though, at the same time, if anybody's ever really curious about hearing more of my story or, the history of Cambodia and everything like that, I know some people they ask about that and they want to hear more about it, and I'm always open to talking about it. So if anybody ever wants to hear more about it, always welcome to hear or talk about it. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you. All right, that's it for this episode of Seminar Office Hours. Kubz, again, thank you so much for doing this. I hope the questions weren't too difficult. And I mean, how do you feel about it?
They were fun. That was great. That was awesome. Yeah.
All right. A big thanks to Audrey for co-hosting today and giving like a lot of ideas for the questions and such. And for all the pictures that we were able to, I forgot to switch it again. I wanted. Actually, there's one more question I wanted to ask about.
Yeah. Does it come with a different picture? Or?
Yes, actually.
I want to see what pictures you guys have.
There's this one. This is a wraparound, but this is not the one I wanted to ask about. I wanted to ask about this one real quick before we finished off.
Oh my god! How deep did you go? Like, how are you finding this? Like, everything is blocked.
Yeah.
Like this stuff is like sealed
how
and
did you
retconned.
find this picture?
Oh my god!
Where did you get it?
That was oh my god. Okay, so that specifically was I was dating my ex at the time, and we had like a battle of the genders type thing, and my bet was if the boyos in blue, if we lost the competition that we had, so she would get to paint my nails, and she paint them pink.
All right.
That was the result.
Nice.
Perfect. Okay.
No.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We won't end on that photo, but again, thank you so much for doing the podcast and doing the interview. Stay tuned for the next podcast. I don't remember the date off the top of my head, but we'll get that to you.
It'll be on the calendar.
It'll be on the calendar. All right. But again, thank you, Audrey. Thank you, Kubz. That is this episode of Office Hours. I'm LA out there. Till next time. Goodbye.
Bye.